Pardon our technical difficulties. Shout out to Riverside FM for their technical fucking difficulties. This is super irritating, but we're back. Anyway, so we're just talking about future faking, narcissism, dealing with niggas that don't know how to be honest and say what the fuck they need to say and kind of leave things in a manner that kind of shakes the table.
Yes.
So, listen, in keeping my options open, I don't really like when I meet like, and this is what's happening lately is that I'm meeting people that want to move really, really, really fast, really, really swiftly, and it's just like you're not ready for this yet. Why? Your actions, how you move, no matter how great you treat me, no matter how great the date night is or the hangouts are, you're not ready for the type of pressure that you're putting in on a situation. And that's the shit that, and then of course, when something happens and he shows his natural black ass, because that's what they do, right? I'll show their ass. You, I'm gonna put you out on Jump Street, and then it's going to transition into something else, which is gonna be negative, or we're not speaking with each other, we're not talking to each other no more. Why? Because you never took the time to not fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? Like that fake shit, Nick. And I think we talked about this on an episode with Jackson, and I was like, yo, niggas be fake, bro. Like super fucking fake. And it's like it's another part of the epidemic that I've been talking about lately in these past episodes. Like, why do that shit? Just give her the option to say whether or not she want to fuck with you. Don't you just want somebody closed off to yourself while you do everything and utterly else, everything else with everyone else. That's not the tea.
That's
Not the tea at all.
they want to have their cake and eat it too, and
Right.
that's, you know what I mean. Like you can really have it's so many women that are willing to give you your cake and eat it too,
Right.
if you just be upfront about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Some women are down with the polygamy. Some women are down with the sister wives, the side chick things. Not saying that that's for everybody, but there are too many women that are okay with that. And
Right.
you
I
don't
agree.
give them the option to even be okay with that when you do not disclose what your true motives are.
Intentions are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the raggedy part about that for me. But you know, you're talking about they talk about the future so you could put your guard down.
Right.
That's the manipulation for me. Let me throw the future in there. Let me line her up. Let me show the intention. This is, and it's only about a smart nigga that would do that shit. Other niggas, they don't necessarily, they ain't doing all of that. And it takes a real narcissist, it takes a real manipulator to do shit like that. Let's spark that interest in her so she can stay down. And that's the part that I just do not like. It's like you talk about the future, right? What you want, the general relationship, but don't talk about the shit, including a woman that you don't truly see a future with. Like if you don't truly see a future with her, why do that? Why mold her into that moment? And of course, like it happened to me. That's why I'm just sitting here like, eek. And then I'm talking to my homegirl the other day, and it happened to her. I'm like, yo, what is going on? What is going on? This is making my options look a little hairy right now. I don't like it. I don't like it. And it's just like some folks get trapped like this, and the situations, and they end up in the situation for a long time, trapped by a nigga that's seeing you being a narcissist and manipulating the fuck out of you. And again, ladies, it comes down to words versus actions. If the actions don't meet the words, it's not a go. It's not popping
Absolutely
off.
not.
It's not going to happen.
And you know, at the end of the day, although men do, I believe they steer the narrative of the relationship. I feel as though, like, for women, like, you don't listen. If that man is, words are one thing, but like you said, it's action. If he's not
Right.
opening up to you in the same exact way that you're opening up to him, then maybe you need to take an assessment and peel back a little bit. You know,
Absolutely.
like peel back a little bit while you're sitting there divulging all of yourself, doing wifey qualities when you shouldn't be doing those things.
Mm-hmm. No, for real.
Telling him
Bitch,
all of your business, and he's
tell
not
him
telling you anything about
anything
himself.
about him.
And that's not to say all men. I'm just talking. I want to be very strategic when I'm saying that. I'm talking about this particular type of man that we are going in on. Not every man is like this, but
Right.
this one that we are talking about right now, you gotta watch him. You have to watch him like a hawk, because he is trying to figure out. Most of the time, these men are trying to line all of the ducks in a row to see which one they want to take and have in their pocket. You know what I mean? They have all of them laid out, and then they're going to choose from whatever one matches whatever their ideal of the type of woman, the mold that they need. So we just gotta, ask those questions back, because the narcissist is going to ask you all the type of questions. Ask questions back. See where his head is at. See what type of answers he's giving you. Generally, narcissists don't like to be questioned. So
they don't.
When you're asking them a question, they like to flip it back around on you.
They don't want to divulge any information about themselves. No. They want you to kind of, it's like, if you don't see it for yourself, they want you to figure it out. They're not going to divulge the information.
It's like a piece to a puzzle.
Yeah. But you're in the mix. You're a part of my life. You're a part of my world. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So the idea that's circling the internet is the idea of leveling up and dating high-value men and women, right? That's all we've been hearing from bloggers and influencers, and of course, the idea of the high-value man from the much so attention-seeking Kevin Samuels. And recently, he's been getting so much more attention because he calls Saweetie, the rapper, the gorgeous rapper, a 6, and says that he measures women by their natural beauty. And I just find that, it's just a platform that we've consistently and constantly, or I'm giving him a platform right now. So it's the constant platform that we're giving him. It's the constant, and men are getting it too, but it's women that keep going to him to find out why they can't get a man, or if they can get a man, what's wrong with them that they can't get the man, or just trying to get the critique from him. And I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I don't want it to, affect your journalistic capabilities, but I don't give a fuck. The nigga don't even like women. You've made it very clear, sir. I can't say young man because you're not young. You've made it very, very clear that you do not like women.
Child, listen here. This is what I have to say on this, because as a journalist, I don't like to go into anything with a bias. Right. I've watched a few of his videos before.
I have too.
He has some very valid points.
I agree, for sure.
Very, very valid points. The way that he is going about delivering those points are absolutely trash. Okay?
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
Asinine.
It's disgusting. First and foremost, you do not have to be so chaotic, so messy, so and people are engaging with this because if he was doing it in a nice manner, nobody would watch him. He's gained all of his audience because of the manner that he's going about it. It's rude. It's insulting. It's, highly
degrading. It's degrading.
Yes.
It's degrading.
And they want to see that done to black women, unfortunately, the masses.
Yeah.
So this is why his platform is so big. Granted, like I said, he has some really good points. I agree with him on a lot of things.
A lot of things. I do too.
The manner that he's going about it, I just cannot support the movement and get behind it. And first and foremost, even if a person is a 6, which Saweetie is not, obviously, that's not your woman. So you have no business. Because guess what? A 6 in your eyes is going to be a 10 in somebody else's eyes and a 4 in somebody else's. So regardless of if you don't like it, another man's trash is another man's treasure.
But that's the thing. His standard, he has a standard of beauty, and his standard of beauty, let's just call it for what it is a light-skinned woman, because the way he described the tints of a Diane Carroll, of Dorothy Dandridge when he was on the Joe Budden show, I thought that was a little baffling to me, because Saweetie is, I'm not sure of her Asian lineage, but she's half black and Asian. So I don't understand what the issue was exactly. Like what like I'm confused. You just said that shit just to say that shit, my nigga. You didn't that you talking about Saweetie held no weight, held no value. You just wanted to do it for shock value.
Right.
You wanted to do it for shock value, and that's the problem for me. It's because we're giving him the power to diminish Black women and not uplift nor develop a community.
And that's the thing, you know what I mean? This is why for me it's so important to tell the stories that I tell in journalism, because
Right.
we get enough trash with the Hollywood Unlocks and the whatever Shade Room, whatever those other
Mhm.
platforms are called.
Mhm.
You get all this negativity put out constantly. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, granted, if you were to actually sit down with a woman and have these discussions, if you really care about helping women level up and
Yeah.
find the high quality man that you're speaking of, why do you have to publicize it and do it in a manner that's so degrading, like you said? I
Right.
don't get it. If you
Right.
care about those women and you care about helping them find their place in this world, then you don't have to do it in the public eye.
And the thing about it is, it's just like you're telling these women that they're to rate themselves, and then you're lowering the rate. And I watched him talk to a young lady. The video, I'm not sure if it was recent or not, but he talked to a young lady that said, "Are you for Black?" It was something I may be quoting it wrong, but
Okay.
it was basically to the extent of, "Are you for Black men?" Like, do y'all
Okay.
are y'all for Black men? Do y'all fuck with Black men? Basically, something to that agree. And he when he does these things, he's doing it live, so he's getting the commentary right then and there. And I think she had a very, very, very difficult time telling him if she would be for a Black man or not, or if the general consensus of Black women is for Black men or not. Because here I am talking to a Black man, and he would not let me get an answer out. He would not let me get. He wants he wants my answer to be swayed to the liking of him, for him. He wants me to say what he wants to hear, and
Well,
that's manipulative. That's another part of degradation. I don't know what her. I know she was some type of professional, a medical professional or something like that. So I'm like, just the level of which how you speak to them, but you're so soft spoken and so calm and mellow when you button and
well,
no respect.
this is my thing right here. Oh, child, because
Let's get into it, sis. Let's get
it's
into it.
it's taking so much energy to me. This is where women are going wrong, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to put all the blame on him. The women are giving him the ammunition to do what he's doing. In
Right.
order for somebody to take that type of platform away from that type of person, you need not to engage in those conversations, in those activities that are going on. Talk to the man that you want to date. Unless
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels is the man that you're trying to date, why are you asking him about anything? Okay?
And it goes back. It
About
goes back to my
anything.
theory. It goes back to my theory of, and I'm not. This is not to shit on Black men that know how to dress. This is not to shit on Black men that have a fucking tailor. I'm saying, and I've said this on previous episodes, and I'm gonna say it again. I hate the idea in our community that we see a Black man that's boisterous, that is wearing a fucking tailored suit, and we automatically consider him alpha and consider him an authority on said topics.
Right, right. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
problematic. That is problematic to me. And it's the idea of this alpha male and this strong man and this authoritative figure, and especially talking about things that don't fucking add up, that don't hold any weight, and that don't have value in our community. Look of the state of our community right now. We are trying to scrape and scratch to get shit in order, to get shit back aligned. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand when we're trying to progress and we're trying to go forward. We're always knocked down 3 fucking notches with a motherfucker like a Kevin Samuels every fucking time. It's embarrassing.
My whole thing with that is that, you know, if you want to build the Black community up and you want women to be feminine in their energy and, you know, do their rules and do their parts, why not talk about what they can do? Because at the end of the day, while we know that every woman is not going to come encounter with a high valued man, they're not going to get
At
a
all.
high valued man.
It's
There's
just what it
still
is.
a man that is out there for them. So
Right.
what we need to be
Right.
discussing is how we can better create, functional families and functional relationships within
Right.
the Black community. What are women doing, that they need to work on? What are men doing that they need to work on? Because we have a discord
We have a
between.
discord. And then the thing about it is, only as of the past year or two, I've been seeing more things here and there about Black men doing therapy. But while you have a platform and you sitting here dragging and degrading a man, okay, he dragged the little nigga that he was talking to. The nigga was fat and he said, you got a big dick? Like, basically like, sir, you don't have a big dick, so it's not swinging no way. That's also an idea that like big dicks is just super super fucking important in sexuality, in our intimacy, and in our procreation. You don't need a big dick, my nigga.
Right.
That's not the standard. Okay, sorry to tell you, a little average something is okay for the ride. Okay, bitch, like let's not get it fucked up. But my problem is, why are we not talking about, well, the young man is not making the money that he really wants to make. He's not in the mold or in the right direction that he needs to go to become a high value man. Why aren't you trying to put him on game to be a high value man, or telling him, you need to do this, you need to do that. Why don't you seek this? I have a mentor, or I have somebody that I know that can help you out.
Absolutely.
Why are you not doing that? These men in their early 20s, even from their teens up until mid to their 30s, they need mentorship. They need therapy. They need an outlet to have communication, effective communication, and to feel like they have someone to talk to.
Instead, and hold on. First and foremost, it's all of us, because
all of us, absolutely.
It's the Black community, period. It's the men and the women.
But both. We also get more of a push. Women get more of a push because let's call it for what it is. We're more educated. We're pushing forward, getting these degrees, doing the things that we need to do to better ourselves. I'm not saying Black men are not doing that, but I see the rhetoric all the fucking time of what we need to look like, what we need to have. Like even the shit with B. Simone. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You can't even talk about that type of shit because you was in the same boat as us. So don't talk about it's just the berating of the Black woman that I don't appreciate. And then we're sitting there holding Black men to a standard, and we're not doing the same. It's not the same. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. We got to do all this work on ourselves. What about y'all?
Right.
And you're this alpha male in a suit with a platform, and this is what you choose to do with that platform.
And that's the thing right there. That's what he chooses to do with his platform, because people are feeding into that. The thing is that, if we had hard conversations between men and women on camera, where people were not taking offense and they were listening. Right. Because that's the problem. Everybody wants to take offense. Well, men need to be doing this. Well, women need to be doing this. Yeah. Yes, we all have our own faults. Absolutely. I personally believe that sometimes Black women, especially educated Black women that are making a certain amount of money, can sometimes be standoffish, and they can be in that realm. For sure. Of, I don't need anybody. Okay. Well, you can create on your own. Okay.
I do. I need a man.
Okay.
I need a man.
And if you want to procreate on your own, then you are a part of the problem why we do not have family structures in our community.
Right.
Okay.
I agree. So, I said this on numerous occasions. I'm not nobody's baby mama. I didn't get to be 35 years old to be nobody's baby mama. Do I have an issue with baby mamas? No. But do I have an issue with having a child out of wedlock? No. But my goal for myself was to procreate with someone that I'm in a long-term loving relationship with, because my structure for my future child is going to be that of a unit, that of a family structure.
And I don't want trauma bonds. I don't want trauma bonds for my children. You know what I mean? So therefore, when people talk about women at a certain age, of not having children or something like that, you have to realize that, unfortunately, especially where I come from a neighborhood. I come from Trent, New Jersey, and that is not, it's not a good place. I wouldn't want, I had to work on my own mindset, my own problems that I had coming from that neighborhood. I've done therapy. I'm still going, doing the things that I need to do to work through myself. So it's important for me that I find somebody that is doing the same things, doing the work themselves as me, because I do not want to create a child that has certain mindsets and believes in certain things. No, I don't want to do it.
I agree.
And I don't have to do it. you know. So
Absolutely.
if that takes me a little longer down the line to find my partner and, you know, find my soulmate, then that's okay. Now I don't have a problem finding people to date. That's never been an
That's
issue
never
at
the
all.
issue. Never
Not
the
an
issue.
issue at all. That comes, but being with somebody that actually aligns with what I want down the line in the future, you know,
Hmm.
I'm still searching for that, and that's okay. That is okay.
And that's the thing for me. Even lately, and this is a conversation that I have with my therapist. We talked about, you know, my childhood. I talk about it candidly on the show all the time. And
Hmm.
I was just telling her, like, there's certain things in the household that I didn't like, that I saw. And then when I see those qualities in a man, and I see
Hmm.
the toxicity, and I see the bullshit, I cut it right real quick. If I
Yeah.
see qualities that slightly reminiscent of the things that my dad and my mom went through, and you think that you're gonna put me through that, baby, hey, that might be some trauma that he had to deal with, and he's so used to it, he's
Yeah.
carrying it from woman to woman. I'm not putting up with it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times, I feel like I recently had to explain that to somebody, like, hey, there's certain behaviors and certain things that you do and you embody, and I don't see that for my future because I see my parents go through it, and I was very, very much so triggered by it, and I don't want that for myself or my future. It has nothing to, it's nothing against you. That may work for somebody, but it's just not gonna work for Mina. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And like, nigga said he understood it, but he did not fucking get it. Like, he was kept asking me again and again and again, like, like, well, I just want some clarification, nigga. And I'm doing the work on me. I'm doing the work on me. You're not doing the work on yourself, so you don't get it. You don't even understand that I have separated myself, and I would like to create a boundary between us that is cordial.
Right.
That
But
is cordial.
sometimes, unfortunately, we, you know, we cut people off and we think, okay, we can be you.
You
Everybody's
can't.
not meant to be your
Nah,
friend. Everybody's
nah.
not meant to be the homies. There are certain people that, you know, you
And I
can
mean
be
cordial as far
cordial.
as like, just we gonna see, like, we might see each other out. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah,
I don't ever want it to be a situation where I'm walking past a motherfucker and I act like I've never known them,
yeah,
never been in a space with them, never spent their money. Like, you know, I don't want it to be like that. But I just wanted I just couldn't. I was like, wow, like, I'm glad I made my decision, because you don't respect the subtle boundaries that I created for myself as a grown ass woman who
right.
pays all her bills by herself. So it's just, you know, we're doing the work on ourselves, but I always go back to the question of, are y'all motherfuckers doing the work on yourselves? And
Hmm.
I feel like, and I really want to have like a men's panel. I've been saying this for the past 2 years. We really, really need a men's panel of conscious, thoughtful, understanding, overstanding gentlemen. And I say that gentlemen, and I don't mean a nigga that wears a tailored suit, that's carrying himself like a high value man and carrying himself like a gentleman, and he talks and depicts and degrades, you know, the black woman and also the black man in such a nasty way, in such a horrible way, that is setting us back, just
Right.
because he's
Absolutely.
fitting that mold of the alpha, of the in the suit, of the it's expensive.
But whose mode is that? Because that's
I
the
don't
problem.
know. I
That's the
don't know.
problem. it's
I
it's a
don't
mode.
know.
It's a mode from people that do not look like us that created that standard of, okay, this is what somebody that is in a higher position or somebody that is of authoritative state looks like,
Right.
because it's
You have
not
to be
us.
dressed. You have to be
And
dressed
people,
up. You have to be looking a certain kind of way. You got to be clean cut. And I just feel like niggas get so caught up in that shit of, and now you think because you've made a couple of dollars or you did something. Listeners, viewers, if you're watching this YouTube or you're watching it, shoot me a DM or hit me in an email, askminab@gmail.com. I want to know if the Mina B listeners can tell me, what the fuck was Kevin Samuel doing before he came on this platform? What is his background? What has he done? Because I've seen some ugly pictures come around about him looking all kinds of ugly, and now he has this, you know, great looking. I got a Hermes belt and I'm dressed up and I look good and da 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 da. And I can talk to motherfuckers like in my community the way I'm talking to them, and it's okay, and it's not. Please let me know what this motherfucker was doing. I would love receipts. I would gladly do a bonus episode on his receipts and
no,
why he
because
needs to be stopped.
he doesn't even deserve that. He just needs to
Nah,
be stopped.
he needs
People
just need to
need
be
to.
stopped.
Yeah, he just needs to be stopped. He
I
doesn't
still
even
want to know
deserve
though.
that.
I still want to know.
No, I would like to know too. I would just like to know for research purposes. But
Right.
he's, baby,
Yeah.
I'm Yeah, that's not even. I just don't understand it. I do
I
not.
think all of us collectively, we have to continue to level up. And and I never realized the leveling up that I needed to do until I hit my 30s. I was like, oh, bitch, you gotta level your shit up. Like you hit that 30 mark, that 29 mark and up, and it's just been uphill, and it's been good. It's been interesting, and I'm just like, what does leveling up mean to you right now in 2021 with everything going on around us, this panoramic, the Black Lives Matter movement, us just our uprising, us trying to figure it out, us trying to go back outside, honey. What does that mean to you right now, leveling up?
So I'm gonna talk about what leveling up means to me personally because I
Yes.
can't speak for someone else.
Right.
Leveling up personally for me has to do with making sure, and I spoke about it a little bit earlier, making sure that I'm aligned in all aspects of my life: physical, mental, spiritual, financial. You know what I mean? Like for me to be able to manifest the things that I want in my life down the line, I need to make sure that everything is in order. I can't
Right.
just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get out here and get my body right, but my finances is not right. You know what I
Right.
mean? I can't be like, okay, I'm gonna get my mental right, but then like no. I want to make sure that I take enough time for myself where I'm molding every part of me to be the best that it can be. And it's not
Right.
going to be an overnight process because that's what people think. They're thinking, okay, even when I set my vision board, you know what I mean? You set these things, you create all this vision. Everything is not going to happen immediately. Some things may not even come to fruition right now on that vision board. But
Right.
if you take patience and time to actually put the work in that you need to, then all of those things will happen at the right point. And that's where I am right now. Just focusing and making sure that what I want out of life is going to transpire. Putting that
Right.
freaking work in and not focusing on what anybody else's goals is, not what society's outlook on what a woman, like me should be doing or where I should be at in my life. It's about me and what makes me happy right now. I can honestly say that I'm not ready for children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 32 years old, so some people should be like, "Oh, you should be." I'm ready to settle down, absolutely. But I would like to, make sure that I get into a solid relationship first, get married, and explore my husband first before we decide to bring
Absolutely.
a human being into this world. That's important to me. Like, let's make sure this is a good match before we decide to, you know, go down that line. So I'm focusing on what works best for me and what works for that person that's going to come into my life, not society. That's what
Right.
leveling up is for me. It's making sure that you are focused on you and only you. And if you want somebody else to come into that life, I want somebody else to come into my life. So I'm creating the space for that person
Yes.
to come
Yeah.
into my life, and I'm making sure I do the work to be the best woman I can for that person because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to bring him trauma from my past relationships
Right.
and vice versa.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I'm working on myself as best as I can, and you're never going to be perfect for anybody. So I want people to understand that you don't limit yourself just because you say, okay, I this has not occurred right now. When the right person comes into your life, they will make the process of leveling up even better. You're
Right.
both bouncing off of each other. So that's what it means to me.
Absolutely. For me, leveling up, it just accountable, being accountable
Mhm.
for yourself, being accountable for your past traumas, being accountable for recognizing those things that were just weren't working out, and
Mhm.
taking those things, get it. It's just like a recipe. You're gonna get in that kitchen. You're gonna measure it. You're gonna, you know what, this didn't work the last time. Let me do it this way, and putting it together, baking it, and making it work and making it taste good. Because at the end of the day, I'm tired of having sour mouth, my nigga. Like, I want everything to taste amazing, and it has been. It has been. I'm on this journey of leaving anything behind that does not serve me. I
Yes.
don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's family members. I don't care if it's a job. I don't care if it's a man. I don't care if it's a friendship from a decade ago, 20 years. I don't give a fuck. I My peace is expensive. My peace is expensive. I am so big on giving myself grace because that's something that I had such a hard time doing.
Yeah.
Giving myself grace when something doesn't feel right, pulling back, saying no.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If it's not 100% necessary right now, this Tuesday, it may be necessary next Tuesday. I can wait. That's
Absolutely.
it. I just don't. And I think that's been my leveling up process is giving myself grace, holding myself accountable, pushing myself in areas that I know I can develop and be better, and also saying no to things that just don't work. It don't work, and fuck it, and it's, I think that's for a lot of us that's hard to do. It's very, very, very hard to do. We don't like change. We don't like to develop. We want to kind of stay comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable.
That's
when
because people. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Well, we gotta start practicing the art of detachment.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's important because you get attached to something. You get attached to an identity. Rather, that's the way you look, the things that you're associated with, the people
Right.
that you're surrounded around. You have to learn how to become detached from all that stuff because guess what? The heartbreak comes when you are so ingrained in this one thing over here, and it's like that meme. You saw that. I'm spiritual, but you see the meme with Jesus, and he has like the teddy bear behind him, the big one.
Yes.
And the child has the small teddy bear right there. We're grasping and holding on to that small little bear when there's something greater behind it, and that's where we need to be focused.
And that's the funny thing that you said that because like I'm in a position right now that I never thought that I would be in. I've done things in the past 7 to 8 months that I never thought that I would do. And again, like I said, the pandemic has been wonderful for me. Stressful, but wonderful. And I just think to myself like, damn, I was holding myself back, not giving myself grace, fighting myself mentally and not holding myself accountable to like say, all right, bitch, like step out on faith. Why don't you just step out on faith? Why don't you just do that shit? Fuck it. Who the fuck cares? Just do that shit. And being scared to be like to lose my job and well, I was actually kind of happy that I lost my job when I lost my job, but during the pandemic, I was just like, man, I don't want to lose my job. Like, I need to save my money so I could go, do this other job and just like have a good little savings and just was worried about the wrong fucking things because everything happens for a reason. And I was just like, wow, holding myself accountable, pushing myself and just trying to get my spirit right, get my body together. Like all those things have to match. Your finances, your spirit, your spirituality, your health, all those things have to match.
Yes, absolutely.
It just has to. And I just was like, man, when I say leveling up, like, this is what it is. This is exactly what it is for me. Or whatever. Like, again, I can't talk for nobody else. I can't talk for nobody else's experience, or the ideals or the lists of what leveling up means on a meme on fucking Instagram. Bitch, you're leveling up gotta mean something to you. It's how you live your life. It's how you want to progress. It's how you want to control the narrative of your life because you only have one.
Exactly. And we're all at different points in our life. So
right.
I can't create a meme or blueprint for somebody else when their blueprint does not look like mine.
Talk about it.
It just it's not feasible and it's actually stupid.
It's not realistic.
And I hate the social media ideals of, oh girl, drink your water, do all this. Listen, let people do what the heck they want to do. If you want to drink giant soda and be unhealthy, sis, that's you. If that makes you happy, do it.
Do what the fuck you want to do.
Bitch, do I condone it? No.
You know what? I worked out the other day. I worked out the same day I worked out. The same day I worked out, I had a cheesecake.
Nah, shut up, Mina.
The same day I did cardio, I had a fucking cheesecake that day. Okay? With fresh berries. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it. God damn it. Stop playing with me. I do what the fuck I want to do. And that's the point. Like, live your life. All this shit that's going on is cap. It's cap. Live your life. Do what works best for you. That's your testimony, bro. That's your testimony.
Stay away from things that are toxic for you. If they're
Yeah.
not beneficial to your growth in some type of way, stay away from it. And generally, those type of things have to do with your surroundings and the impact that's around you. Not
Yeah.
so much your Coke and your cheesecake or whatever. You know, if you have restraint, you know that okay, I have to limit myself. I'm not gonna go get a cheesecake every day.
I don't eat
And
dessert all the
yeah,
time, so it was just like,
yeah,
well,
you treated yourself. Don't feel bad for treating yourself. I
my cheesecake
see.
was good as fuck. God damn it.
Oh my goodness. No, but yeah, you just do what works for you and stop paying attention to what social media is
And
saying.
and
'Cause
everybody else.
social media is a bunch of bozos. I'm gonna tell you straight like this: a bunch of clowns. People out here telling you things. They don't have their life in order. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have the things that you really think are in front of you in order. And it really sucks because, the younger generation, unfortunately, they're out here chasing a false narrative. You know what I mean? You're chasing people that are posting all of these different cool things on there. I live in Los Angeles. Half of these influencers that live in my building do not work as hard as I do. I work hard for my money. You know what I mean?
Right.
I work hard for my money. I'm doing several different things at one time to make sure I'm sustaining a lifestyle that's comfortable and enjoyable to me. But these fools is around here begging people in LA to come to their restaurant and eat for free.
Right.
That's the life you want to live? Don't follow that.
I'm telling you, and it's a lot of cap shit going on. It's a lot of nonsense going on, and I just think that a lot of people are jaded by what they're seeing, and
Yeah,
it just
definitely.
it's really sad, honestly and truly. Like I just like listen. I'm about to live my life. This Instagram shit is entertainment for me, and it's also a way for me to brand, a way for me to get my show out, my jewelry out, me at Mina B as a brand to get myself out there. That's what I use it for, and then I go like this and I'm back to life. Cause that shit don't mean nothing until even when it starts monetizing for me. That's what it should be doing for every fucking body.
Right.
Truthfully,
Absolutely.
okay. Like
Absolutely.
let's call it for what it is. It should be being monetized by everybody. So
Exactly.
yeah. Let me ask you. So with everything that you have going on, future endeavors as an entrepreneur, even in your journalism career, where do you see Corein Carter in 5 years?
Corein Carter in 5 years. So I'm gonna start off with my baby. I have a skincare line called Uni Blends, and it's going to be dropping the end of June, early July.
Mm-hmm.
We're finalizing the date now, but I see that being in Sephora, and I see that creating a brand for me where I'm going to be a multi-millionaire.
Speak
Excuse me,
life.
actually, I am
Affirm.
already a
Speak life.
multi-millionaire. I just
This
have
is
to
it.
get here. That's it. The brand that I'm creating, I have some amazing mentors behind me, and I'm super passionate about it because I've always been that go-to girl where people come for DIY tips. They want to, ask me about how do I get rid of this and how do I do that. I'm not giving no more tips for free. You can use my products that have been
Right.
formulated in a lab and have, been worked through, taking my time to build this brand and create something that is really going to give women of
Mm-hmm.
all colors and all skin types um, what they need. You know what I mean? Right now, we are in a society where people are less is more. We don't want the cake face anymore. We
No.
don't want the super hard beat down anymore unless you're going to an event, which that
We're not
barely
doing that
exists.
anymore. Right. We're not
That
doing that
barely
anymore.
exists. So instead of creating something where instead of going on Instagram and you have to use filters all the time, why not
Mm-hmm.
take this time out to get your skin where you need it to be?
Right.
Because a filter is only a short amount of time. What about when that filter is off? You still want to look good. You
Yeah.
still want to feel good. And my line is a preventative skincare line, which is going to offer things for hyperpigmentation, for anti-aging, for crow's eyes, for dark spots. It's going to give you life to your skin. So I'm really excited about that. As
Yes.
far as journalism goes, I'm ready for my staff writing position to present itself to me. I'm in cahoots right now with an amazing offer. I can't talk about it, but I'm super excited. If this offer falls through, it's really going to position me as that go-to girl for the lifestyle and the culture of just everything black. And I'm excited for that because I want to tell positive stories and put people in positions where they can flourish. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
it's important that we have that out there for the younger generation to see that there are positive influences that don't look like the man in the suit out there that are doing their thing.
Exactly.
Like, I get
Exactly.
a kick when I see somebody that is like not the norm and not average person really out there grinding and making an impact. And that's where I want to be. I want to be that go-to person where they know my name. Corein Carter did that interview with such and such. That's
Right.
going to be me. So I'm excited about that. I definitely want to step into the lane of doing some short documentaries and films, just so that I could also tell long stories. You know what I mean? Just,
Mm-hmm.
writing a story is short, but I want to give people the platform where they can see um, the journey of somebody's life fully. So I'm
Right.
definitely looking to step into that documentary lane as a executive producer and do some really amazing things in the future. And
Absolutely.
real estate is going to be one of the things that's going
Ma'am.
to get me where I need to be for sure. Investing in stocks. I just want to have a diverse portfolio. So I'll keep it short to those things right there because those are the things that I am already working towards, and those
Yes.
are the things that I
Yes.
have at the forefront of my brain. Because there's a lot of things, but it's definitely going to be Uni Blends, my skincare line. It's definitely going to be me as a staff writer at this amazing company telling the stories of black and brown people. Definitely going to be documentaries, and it's going to be real estate and stocks, and that's it right
And
there.
investing well,
And
period.
yes, investing smartly, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and not being scared to invest because scared money don't make no money.
Don't make no money.
So
Absolutely.
if you are not educating yourself or finding a mentor or doing what you need to do to understand where you should be placing your money at this time, then ask somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
DM me, DM
Yeah.
Mina, DM somebody. Don't be scared to
Absolutely.
jump in somebody's DM. All you got to do is ask a question. That's how I found
Absolutely.
my mentors. I was ruthless about it.
And honestly speaking,
You know?
I said this in the last episode. I have no issues hopping in a DM and asking a question.
Yeah.
I follow a jeweler, and I wanted to know like how he came, how he found like really these amazing like gold chains, and they were for
Mm.
men. And he told me, he's like, you need to go to this trade show, this trade show. Guess what? It's all free.
Mm. Hello. Listen, all you got to do is ask. Ask and you shall receive.
And I was like, well, thank you so much. He was like, yeah, go to this one, that one. Sign up for it. It's usually in the summertime. There's one in June, there's one in August, there's one in October. I said, say less, say less.
Yeah.
And he just gave me the info, just gave it to me. It turned around, followed me, and everything. I was just like, thanks, appreciate that. Like anytime I want a guest, that's or I want to talk to somebody who's not a friend, or I'm interested in what they have going on. I'll shoot them an email, or I slide in them DMs. I don't
Yeah.
care. I feel like my goals have to come into fruition one way or another, and it's
Yeah.
you can't sit in the background being scared to jump on things that will help you, help grow your
Yeah.
brand, help grow your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, why
I
hold
mean,
yourself back?
I used to be there because
Me too.
it's
It's intimidating.
intimidating.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, it's intimidating, and also, we have this perception in the black community where you feel like you don't want to be thirsty or you don't want
This
to,
is true.
like, no. At the end of the day, like we talked about earlier, what is for you is going to be. So you're going to
Exactly.
get 1,000 no's, and then you're going to get yeses.
That
as
one
well.
yes, or
And then
that
that's
second
what you need
yes,
to
that's gonna
focus
take
on.
it. It's gonna take it to the next level for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. So lovely. Let everybody know where to find you over on IG. Let them know your platforms and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I'm Corein Carter. You can find me on IG at In Living Colored, like the show. So it's INLIVINGCOLORED. In Living Colored. I'm also on Instagram under my skincare page. It's at
Yes.
Uni Blends Co. So it's Uni Blends Co. Um, Follow that page just because we're going to be doing some amazing educational pieces, a lot of giveaways, a lot of collaborations. Look for us in Sephora in the coming years because I'm going to be there. Speaking into existence right now.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm also on Twitter at In Living Colored as well too. My link has the link to all of my different articles and all of the different platforms that I've been on. So check that stuff out. Reach out to me. I love engaging with people and talking to them. and blessings.
Yes. And y'all already know where to find me. It's at the Mina B Podcast over on IG. Be sure to hit that follow button, hit the links in my bio for all the places that you can listen, and also make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for fucking with the show, rating the show, and tuning in every week with me, because you know it's a journey, honey, but you know what? I'm going to take you on it to the best of my ability. So, I'll be back next week with some more goodies. Thank you guys so much for fucking with me, and have a wonderful week.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having me, Nina.
Yes.